Philip Washington Jr. is a registered investment advisor. Information presented is for educational purposes only and does not intend to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk and, unless otherwise stated, are not guaranteed. Be sure to first consult with a qualified financial advisor and/or tax professional before implementing any strategy discussed herein. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. And now, here's Philip.
We are back with another episode of Wealth Building Made Simple with Allison Rife Martin, CPA. What's going on, Allison?
Well, excuse me. We're at the end of July, which means that parents are starting to think about getting their kids back to school. Business owners are thinking, oh my God, I've got 5 months left to go until the end of the year. Have I put all my accounting? Have I put all my tax planning in place? And some, especially knowing that at the end of the year is where you see lots of M&A activity, are thinking, I've been getting my business ready to sell. Is now the time to pull the trigger? So I thought today we would talk about how to get ready for the great exit.
Let's do it.
All right. So we've talked about a lot of these particular ideas before, and I know our theme has always been start with the exit in mind, or begin with the end in mind. So when we get into business, we get into it spending so much of our time focusing on how to be in the business that we don't think about how to be focused on building the business or what's our grand plan in the end, because it's always, I'll take care of it tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to happen at some point. At some point, we're just going to be ready to say sell, like Mr. Reardon did when he sold Deep Ellum in the episode we talked about last time. Sometimes you're going to get to just where you're ready to retire. You've done it all, and you're ready to sell. Sometimes it's going to be because you've had a medical issue that makes you just have to quit now to be get ready to exit the business. So how can you, over the course of time, be ready to make sure that you have a grand exit?
I like it. How do you make sure you can have a grand exit?
The grand exit. Well, let's assume that you did start with the end in mind. So that means that you have been spending the past 20 years, 30 years or so, always thinking, when I'm ready to sell, here's what I want to sell it for. How do I put the proper infrastructure in place, from hiring the team to making sure that I'm, focusing on the customer, to making sure that, I've got the right employees in the right seats. Again, if I've got shift in marketplace, have I shifted my services or products such that I can serve them? The reality is most of us don't think about this until we're about a year and a half out from doing it. But all hope isn't necessarily lost. Even if you're thinking of it a year and a half, it is kind of too late to really get the maximum of what you want. One would hope that you have put all the processes in place, but if you haven't, just go back and make sure that your financials paint a great story about a great business that whoever you want to pitch for it to be sold. Make sure that you've got, the right employees in place. Make sure that you've been working with an attorney to make sure that you've got the proper buy-sell agreements, that you've got employee retention. Basically prepare so that even if you do it a year and a half out, can you still get what you want, the most of what you want? The other thing with respect to preparing is prepare for what you're going to do once you sell. Like, do you want to play golf for the rest of your life? Maybe. But is that going to be fulfilling so that a year and a half later after you sell it, you're not like, good Lord, what did I do? I want back in, kind of a thing. Yeah. So preparation is key. The other thing was having a strong team, which, like I was saying about an attorney, make sure that you have a strong attorney, make sure you have a strong CPA, strong financial advisor, strong operations person who can help you figure out and make sure that, again, you're properly preparing yourself for success. So that, again, when you're ready to sell, you get what you want and why you want it, for how much you want it, kind of a thing.
What's your thoughts about like having a life coach or a therapist throughout the process? I've been thinking about that lately.
Well, actually, you should have on your team a business coach. Of course, across the course of your career, I have one,
Yeah.
and it has been invaluable because you get to discuss what's the best way, what are some things you need to put in place to make sure that, you're serving your customers now, but long term, customers are going to have a good experience. So they can also help you think how to market your business and how to, keep in touch with your customers and all that great stuff. So there's nothing wrong, and I would strongly advocate it. It's great money to spend on yourself and your business.
Yeah. Because I feel like that emotional element, mess is a bigger factor than what we tend to give credit towards in the process of a transition, right? I mean, that's what it is. It's a transition, and humans don't do well with transitions.
No, we do not. So, how to make sure that you're really prepared, because it is a big change. And like I was saying, about a year to a year and a half after you sell, you're thinking, good Lord, what did I do? Why did I do this? So, you want to make sure that you spend time being ready to be prepared. And a coach, business coach, a therapist, a life coach can help you be prepared for that, so that you do have a plan. Financial advisor can help you make sure that you have the funds to do what you want to do. So say you want to spend more time with the grandkids or do philanthropic stuff, make sure you have the funds to do that. And so the business coach can also help you operationally to make sure that your business is set up well, so that, again, somebody wants to come in and buy it.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing you want to think about is make sure you know the market for buying your business. So, like in accounting right now, if you look at it, private equity firms are really doing a great job, some would argue terrible job, ultimately, for the accounting firm of buying up accounting firms. But that's the way the market seems to be going. So how do you get yourself ready so that somebody can, if it was PE that came in, private equity could come out and buy it. So just make sure you know how you can make yourself as attractive as possible. And there's where a business consultant or business broker can step in and help you do that. In fact, much like selling your house and working with a real estate agent, I would encourage you to work with a business broker to make sure that, because they know all the steps into how to get you ready to go for a sale.
What's your thoughts? I can imagine a lot of business owners feel overwhelmed, right? Because I remember the process of selling a home or starting a business or running a business, and so now it's selling a business, sending kids off. I haven't sent kids off to college yet, but I can imagine it's sort of like an overwhelming process, with this. So, like, what's your thoughts on how to make sure you're making the right financial decisions, right, in this overwhelmment?
Well, I think that's why having a great team is the most important thing for you as a business owner. So, to your point, it's a very big financial investment, be it sending your kids off to college, be it selling your business, be it just stopping doing your business. Are you going to have the funds to do it? And here's also too, we're having like a business coach who can help you with the emotional aspect and the operations aspect of your business so that you're ready. So I think that'd be the best way to go.
Yeah, I know. It's like I'm asking the same questions over and over again, but I feel like,
but it's it's still important, because you're right. It is very overwhelming, and you don't want to have analysis paralysis, and you also don't want to have the fear that you're making the wrong decision.
right, yeah, because I can imagine that'll haunt somebody. You're like, oh man, I feel like it's worth this, but if I do that and this, because I think about when I'm about to get a new roof or something, I'm like, man, it's a lot of decisions.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, and how many that goes to analysis paralysis. And just think of, I'd heard a story of a business owner who had been offered, and I'm making the number up here, $1 billion for his business, and then COVID hit, and right. And he said he wanted to hold off because he thought he could get $1.5 billion. Well, COVID hit. He went to getting half.
Oh,
Because he wasn't ready to pull the trigger, and all of the recurring revenue. I mean, it just so, again, it kind of goes back to the strong team on your side will help you be ready to go, and the business broker can say, realistically, this is the best you can get for what the prevailing market says. So it's always a great idea just to have a great team on your side.
Awesome. Well, let everybody know. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say those were all. I feel like we talked about having a coach and all that. It's just really important to make sure that you have that. But to reach me, you can reach me at my website, rifemartincpa.com, or you can email me at info@rifemartinaccounting.com. And just remember, we got 5 more months left in the year. It's going to go like that.
Well, thanks for sharing it. And thanks for making sure that we got the right mentality and the right technical expertise to buy and sell businesses, or really got sell businesses in this case, exit businesses.
So anyway, well, I hope you have a great rest of the day, and thanks for another great episode.
Philip Washington Jr. is a registered investment advisor. Information presented is for educational purposes only and does not intend to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk and, unless otherwise stated, are not guaranteed. Be sure to first consult with a qualified financial advisor and/or tax professional before implementing any strategy discussed herein. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.